Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. Just finished running a little bit, so I might sound like I'm out of breath, which I am. Before I start the video, like always, subscribe, comment, and like. Definitely hit the likes. They help the videos get pushed out to other people that enjoy them as much as you guys do. Also, shout out to myself as a sponsor. If you guys want to join the Patreon, as well as all the strategies and all the stuff that we do, the chat, everything, go to www.patreon.com/butamnotatrader. It's only going to be up for a little bit longer. It's $10 a month. I will be taking off all the strategies from Patreon. I'll be switching them to my own website and eventually charging anywhere between $750 to like $1,000 for everything that I offer, because for the last couple of 2 years that I've been doing this, like I've always said, like I said before my last video, I'm just being completely transparent. I think I've been underselling myself, and I think everything that I offer is worth, tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm not gonna sell it for pennies on the dollar anymore, essentially, right? I'm not gonna offer the information. It's just, I think $10 a month is too little, so it's more of an opportunity cost for anybody that joins the Patreon now. Instead of, you're only paying $10 a month as opposed to $750 or $1,000 in one full go. So www.patreon.com/butamnotatrader. All right, let's get into the video and my theory/thesis on what I think is going to happen to regional banks and why I think they're going down, essentially, right? So first off, I do have a big short position on Western Alliance, WAL, which is actually the second most leveraged bank in regional bank territory. First was First Republic, then Western Alliance, and then it's PacWest. So I think if any of the next banks ends up falling, I think it's going to be WAL for sure because of the over leverage. And again, let's go. I don't want to get too far away from this video, but it's essentially just my thesis on why I think regional banks are not going to get bailed out by bigger banks. And it's simply due to the fact that JP Morgan is now worth $3 trillion after acquiring, what is it called? First Republic, right? They essentially got all these assets, all these loans, all these homes for 10 cents on the dollar, right? Which is ridiculous. They got a ridiculously huge, essentially savings on buying all of these things. Right now, JP Morgan arguably is the strongest bank in the world. Chase is the strongest bank in the world. I really doubt that anything's going to happen to them at all, right? They I don't want to quote him, but Jim Cramer did say that they are a fortress. He's 100% right. JP Morgan is a fortress. They are not going down anytime soon. They are the strongest bank, and I think the stupid thing for them to do is to start giving out loans in accordance to their deposits, right? I think all they got to do is just sit down, wait for other banks, or as well as all the other banks, Bank of America, what is it called? Bank of America. You have Chase. You have Wells Fargo. You have I don't know what the fuck other the big banks are, right? I can't remember, but all these other big banks, Goldman, right? You have all these other big banks. All they gotta do is just sit on their hands, do absolutely nothing, don't bail anybody out, and they're picking off these regional banks one by one and just growing their own portfolio. It just logically, that's what I think is gonna happen. I don't think the Fed's gonna bail them out, and I really doubt that these big banks are gonna start helping the regional banks, because guess what? If they start failing, they don't have to sell loans anymore, right? These big banks don't have to give out any loans. They can just buy these loans off of these regional banks, and they essentially instead of paying $10 billion for, Western Alliance, they only pay $1 million, collect all their assets, all their deposits, all their home loans, and now, the Bank of America is now worth, instead of being worth 50 billion, they're worth 70 billion, right? Because Western Alliance or PacWest had to sell at a loss. So I think more regional banks are going to fail for sure, logically, because big banks, all they want is to make money, right? Why would they help bail these smaller banks out? It makes absolutely no sense when they can just pick these small banks up at lower than cost, right? At a discount, which is insane to me. So all these big banks have to do is sit on their hands for maybe the next couple of months, wait till more regional banks fail, and then buy a $50 billion bank, whatever fails, for like $10 billion or even less than that, because that's eventually what's going to happen. All they got to do is just sit, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think more regional banks are going to fail, and I think it's because they, bigger banks just want to grow. And this is the easiest way for them to grow. Let the regional banks fail, and all they got to do is just acquire them. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.